I'm Lieutenant Mathis, and this is
Firefighter Spry.
Today we're going to go over the Scott RIT Pak 3 and also talk about the search bag and a few tasks of the RIT team. We are going to start with the locations of these bags.
So they're located on the heavy rescue, the tower, and squad 5. On the tower, it's going to be the very rear compartment roll-up door. It is the first thing you'll see on the second shelf right in front of the low-pressure airbags. On the tower, it's going to be on the officer's side, second to rear compartment, right behind the wheel well. It'll house this RIT pack, this search bag, set of irons, and also the Scott pack tracker. The one on squad 5 is located on the paramedic side, could be EMT side, depending on the day. It is between the cab and the compartment, and it is just like this, but it's smaller. It's the 30-minute bottle. It has a low pressure and high pressure side, but it's just smaller.
All right, and going over the pack, we're going to start from the outside, work our way through that. The first thing that you probably can notice is the handles that they have put on. They have a saying that Scott has a saying that they like to use, and it's low ball, high T. So when you pull open this handle, you're going to have low pressure stuff on the ball, and on the T, you're going to have high pressure. So going into the high pressure side, you are going to find your universal air connection. It is approximately 5 feet in length, and it is a more rigid line. This is going to connect into the pack. As long as that pack has that connection, which ours do, you can fill the bottle, and then we will turn the pack on. Since that I'm already on this side. And on the display, you'll see that it's going to take about 20 seconds for everything to engage and cycle through. You'll see these lights. You have a red light over here to itself. That is going to be your battery indicator. You're going to have 2 green, 1 amber, and 1 red. 2 green is going to be full, 1 amber is going to be half, and a flashing red is going to be at a quarter of your bottle. And onto that, with the bottle being 60 minutes, we fill them at 4,500 PSI. So moving down.
Moving down, on the middle of the pack, we have our about 50-foot pocket of searchlight rope. It is reflective. We use this for searching off of the RIT pack or even search line. Take it off, clip it onto the search line, and you have 50-foot span to go out and do a sweep and come back and move up the line. Or then tie it off to your fireman that is down to ensure the pack stays with them. Moving on to this pocket, we just have a miscellaneous pocket used for a pair of cutters. This is dependent on the fireman who's riding as one of the RIT pack RIT members, or just making sure the pack is staffed with a tool on it, whether it be cutters or just another miscellaneous tool. Moving along to the low pressure side, we have about approximately 6 foot of length of low pressure hose. This is very flimsy compared to the high pressure hose, which is very rigid. So when it is low visibility and you grab onto a hose and you don't know which one it is, flimsy, low, rigid, high. Into the compartment, we have our mask. This mask, you can see there is no nose cup in it. This is for a down fireman, so you can see your patient inside if there's anything going on with them inside the mask. As well, we have these eye rings, or just rings in general. This is used for dexterity issues. It's low vis and it's kind of hard to grab. You might be grabbing onto the rubber, or you might grab it onto the actual tab. But when you feel this ring, you know you're on the right place. So you pull it with gloves on and you're good to go. You know it's tight. Going into another thing in the compartment, we have a regulator. Right now, the one that is in here is not in there, but it will be. But this is just used for demo. This will be in there, but a good thing to note is the one that is in here does not have a vibro alert. So when it does go off, or you are at a quarter or 1,000 PSI, this will not vibro alert, but the pack itself will have a chime to it to where you know it's at a quarter. So
go ahead and try to do this now.
So that is the chime that you will hear when it's at a quarter or 1,000 PSI. And then once it's done, you know you are at that level where you only have a couple breaths left, just like our air packs we have. So
From there, we can move on to the search bag. So for this is something you'll also find with your RIT pack. Once you open it up, you should either, some people keep it to the side, which is probably more preferable. It's easier to access it. You have your carabiner. You're going to want to secure this outside the building. For the purpose of searching inside, you will be able to find your way out. Because as you go along the rope, you will see we have knots tied throughout it. There's going to be a butterfly knot, and then you will have every 25 feet is a regular overhand knot. So at 50 feet, there will be 2 knots, but you will still always have a butterfly knot. And the purpose of that is for the same concept as smooth bump to the pump. It's the same thing. You should be able to fill a knot, you'll fill a bigger knot, then you know that butterfly knot leads you outside.
Yep. And also, a purpose of this butterfly knot is, say you have your own personal rope, or you're using the rope off the RIT pack, you can clip in to this knot, search off of it. A more preferable method would be just clip on to the rope, so a person that's tending the rope bag continue as you go up, go out, search, come back in. Now you don't have to unclip and reclip to every single butterfly you see. You just slide your carabiner over top of the rope. Just a easier, more preferred method when you are training in that aspect. Most of the time, the search rope will be used in commercial. Not saying you'll never use it in residential, but preferred or most use is in commercial with the wide open spaces. You get a wide search with this rope.
Yeah, like you said, one person will be on this bag, and preferably 2 people can be tied off, and they said about a 50-foot length of rope is attached to each side, so one is searching one side, one person searching the other. This rope is also about 225 feet, but with the knots tied in it, makes about 200 feet in length.
Perfect.
So now moving on to basically just RIT team tasks. The minimum is going to be 2 personnel that will be assigned to RIT. It's supposed to be always readily available. So they can be on the fire grounds and they can be doing tasks, but those tasks are something that has to be able to be dropped at any given moment to go inside if they need to make a rescue for a downed firefighter. And those tasks that they can do on a fire scene are going to be
throwing ladders, making secondary egress, getting bars off windows, doors, popping doors, controlling them, not allowing them to stay swinging open. Also identifying other hazards on the fire ground. It may not be on the actual house itself, but could be pools on the backyard right behind a door. Could be lines laying down behind secondary egresses that you may think is a door that's able to be open. So always moving around, never just stopping. And then going into that, tools that are carried on RIT are not limited to, but RIT pack, search rope, buried irons, pike pole, pack tracker, tick, and other miscellaneous things, maybe saws, some ladders. You never know what you may need, so it's always good to have plenty of options when you're going into it. And also on that, we have multiple RIT packs, so you can also have multiple RIT pack sites. You may have a couple people in the backyard doing egress, and if they need to go in on that end, they have everything they need instead of going all the way around to the front and going all the way around to the back with everything. You already have 2 locations set up with what you need.
So key notes: assigned to RIT that day, get with your officer, know if you're on RIT. If you're at Station 1, you most likely are going to be assigned to RIT at some point. If you're at an outline station, I understand that you may not be assigned to RIT, but if you are, you could be part of that team and understanding the roles, tasks. Get this pack close to your entry point as possible, or a location extremely close, bottle turned on, ready to go. You're doing your 360, you're looking at means of egress, like he mentioned already, softening the building, putting ladders up. It's a very critical, crucial task. So stay safe out there, and we'll see you around.